Uh-oh, let it adjust. Hey, once it adjusts, you know what? We're gonna hop right into it. There's a pyramid on Mars. It sounds like it's about to be real stupid. Anyway, subscribe, turn on post notifications. You know, smash that like button. See, let's go. No time to waste. Pyramid on Mars.
If it's true that black people were the first, why is that important? Why is it important?
Why is it important?
Yes.
That's actually a good question.
Look white. Why is it important for them to be white?
Why is it important? What?
Yeah, to them be white. White privilege, white this, white that, everything. You see, if you don't read black history books, you think that that whites built civilization, built this, did that, and did everything. So when a black child grows up in that type of environment, what does it make them feel like? How do they feel? You know, they say that black children are the first to walk, the first to read, the first to talk. They're the first to think about this, that, and the other. And this comes from different scientific books. Okay?
Meaning that a black child is first to talk before a white child or any other child?
Well, I mean, this is what I read.
Did you believe that?
What if you could taste the movies?
We turned that idea into an $11.3 million business with.
So you don't believe that?
I'm not saying I do, I'm not saying I don't. I haven't tested and true. It could be true, could be false.
So if it's true that blacks were the first on earth, God created the black man first, what happened to black people? Why are they so screwed up? And not all, but most. They're not smart. They don't create.
You know what I'm starting to realize? When anybody says most, it's automatically an insult. Like, it's automatically an insult to the entirety of the group, even if they say not all. Like, they're like, nope, most of y'all. Because, like, how do you distinguish between most? You know what I mean? How do you distinguish between that? Like, when you see a black person, if you think most, then you think automatically that person's probably one of those things. That leads to a stereotype almost in a way. It's crazy.
Destroy. They're even destroying the football
Comments.
team, the NFL. Now, when you just screw up the football,
Watch out.
yeah, when you mess up football, you know you got some issues.
Shit, I didn't mean to click on. Shit, I clicked on something. Oh, yeah.
Black people in a way to know that they were first on earth. Why are they smart enough to show that they were first? Why are they allowing everybody else to outsmart them and outdo them?
Mm-hmm.
The majority aren't taught anything about that. They don't talk about that in their families. They're the majority, but there are plenty of black folks who know something about the history, and there's some who know a lot about their history.
Well, they may know about the history, but they're not productive people. You don't really see them. They're not building a rocket ship to the moon, or they're not building nice neighborhoods. They destroy neighborhoods. Even when the white man gives them a nice neighborhood, they turn it into a ghetto. Like the fallen Messiah, Obama.
Okay.
They gave Obama a chance, the first black president, to be the president of the greatest country in the world. What did he do?
Okay.
Turn it into a ghetto. How come if they're so smart and they're the first, why don't they create rather than destroy?
Well, going to another point you were talking about, why don't we create different things? They did create back in the day.
I'm talking about
Created a lot.
over the last 150 years.
Comments ain't saying shit.
Not only did they create things on Earth, but did you know that there are pyramids on Mars?
But we can't live in no pyramids. Are you saying they went up there and created
How they
pyramids?
get there?
How did they get there?
Look, not only are there pyramids on Mars, they have them put out in mathematical maps, and then they have a mountain that was carved with a man's face and looked like he had an Egyptian type garb on. Now, if you are a Martian,
This is why sometimes, you know, like, you gotta stay off the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes, like, you gotta get away from conspiracy theories and shit, because conspiracy theories can drive you to believe some goofy ass shit like that, for real. On the real.
and you're proud of your people, wouldn't you be making images of your people? Why make one of a humanoid?
Well, how did
We don't make pictures of Martians, so we know that there's a good possibility that the pyramids are from here, and so are the people.
Have you seen them?
I've seen Richard Hoagland, who was part of the space program, was showing them for a while, and then he was shut down. Mr. Hogan's a white fellow.
Oh, he is, and he was trying to prove that black people went to. You said
Not
the moon?
prove, but he was showing that
On Mars?
on Mars that there's pyramids and there's a human being's face on Mars.
So if this is true, I still want to know what's wrong with black people now. They don't act like they're the smartest. They don't perform as though they're the smartest or the first.
What are you talking about?
Why are they leading the way in morality and building?
Are you saying the majority now? You're saying the majority.
Right, majority of blacks are screwed up.
Okay.
Not all, but most. If they're so smart, why don't they act like it?
Are you know about suppression?
But you can't suppress a smart man, especially if he's the first on earth.
Mm-hmm.
That cannot be done. Why is it happening to them if they're the first on earth?
That is
so
not my
smart.
specialty. I could not tell you why.
But during the study, when you want, after this type of study, when you wonder, wow, if this is true, the first man that God made in His image was first on earth. What's wrong with him now that he's so defeated?
See, this is getting into politics.
No, this is not politics. I just want to understand what happened to their smartness.
I'm a historian, and I talk about the history.
Right. So what happened to their smartness?
I don't know.
And you don't wonder about that?
Of course.
And you haven't come up with an answer?
No, because that's not my thing.
So you're not writing and discovering in order to answer questions. You're just doing it just to be doing it.
Of course not.
Are you doing it to answer questions?
I'm doing it
Your
to
studies?
educate our people and let them know what they did. It had a wonderful past, and what they did before they can do it again.
But if they don't understand what went wrong, how can they do it again? They need to know why they are so low on the totem pole in order to overcome it. And you're not giving that answer.
That's not my area. That's like in a car. One man doesn't build the motor and the seats and the color, and they said they specialize. And that's what I've done. I specialize.
When did it come? The opposite of any.
I'm not finding anything in the comments, y'all.
Tried other work management platforms.
I be trying, bro. I be trying to screenshot shit and find something funny in the comments, but the comments be stupid.
So it's not good enough to just have information without solution. Everybody got information.
I've got a solution.
What's that?
For to how to get out of this, and that is to educate our children from this tall about our history, so that they are not in the frame of mind that I grew up with, that white is right and black is bad. Big lips, big noses are terrible. What? Then why is it then that the whites jump out? It was the first piece, not whites, but some white folks want to get tans all the time. Why do they want to look like us if they don't want to be like us? Okay, what did
I don't think they want to look like the black.
All right, so y'all, I'm gonna cut it right there. Kind of where the conversation is about to go, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, like, straightforward, like, this man, he all he's trying to say is blacks need some type of happiness for themselves. They need some type of happiness within themselves, and we've been so surrounded by white culture for so long that in America, or in Western society specifically, the black diaspora, people need more of something to show love for ourselves, right? And something we can be proud of is being known to be one of the first places where humans were found was in Africa, you know. So that's pretty interesting to know. It's just some interesting information for people who think that the people who were the first people are inferior people. It's crazy, but you know, but that's all it's all it's tied to, man. He's not trying to harm no feelings. He's just learning what he's learning, and he'll learn and learn and learn and learn until he learns that even calling ourselves black and white is offensive to a degree, and it's just gonna keep going, and it's gonna cycle and cycle and cycle. But it is what it is, y'all. I'm out. Peace.